Hello again, kindergartners. Did you enjoy the story as much as I did? I know it's more of a poem than a story. It's not like there's a main character, a setting, and problems. It's just a bunch of concepts all put together. But I think something about it is really fun. But maybe that's because I like to organize things. Do you ever like to get all your stuffed animals together and put them into groups? I think this kind of appeals to me in that way. So today, as we go through this book, we're going to be using the comprehension skills of asking questions and looking at the pictures for key details to try to answer those questions. And I think it's going to be fun. So let me go ahead and make my face a little bit smaller. Here we go. Ooh, wouldn't that be fun if you could do that in real life? Let's take another look at all kinds of families. Get prepared to look at the details for answers to questions. Pardon me. Here we go. Families, all kinds of families. Families are people and animals too, but all sorts of other things fit into families. Look all around. You'll see that they do. So already, just let's look at this right here and see what are some of the families we're going to talk about in the story. We have actual people families. What do you see here? Animal families. Up here, we're looking ahead to the number and letter page families. Ooh, we're going to get to this in a minute. This looks like maybe a coffee, tea, milk. So what kind of a family would you call that? A drink family, a beverage family. A knife and a fork and a spoon are a family. The stars and the sun and the moon are a family. The socks in the drawer and the rocks on the shore and the blocks on the floor, they can all become families. Bottle caps, ginger snaps, buttons, or rings. You can make families from all sorts of things. Now, this phrase comes up quite a few times in the story. Do you know what bottle caps are? They used to be used to put up, it was the cap or the lid of a bottle, and they looked kind of like that. Do you know what ginger snaps are? Ginger snaps are cookies. A cookie that might look something like that. Where else do we have some ginger snaps hiding here? And you know what buttons are. My goodness, they've made the moon look like a button, this one too. And a ring, of course, a ring is something you put on your finger. What shape are all of these items? Round. It's a family of round or circular items. Bottle caps, ginger snaps, buttons, or rings. Even though they're very different, they have something in common. As soon as you're born, you're part of a family. As soon as you're born, you're a daughter or son. As soon as you're born, your family gets bigger. As soon as you're born, it is bigger by one. How big is your family now? My family is three people big. How big would your family be if you had one more? Mine would be four. See, every time a child is born, a family gets one child bigger. Even when they're twins or triplets, they get one child bigger at a time, just very quickly. Eggs in a carton can seem like a family, so can a loaf with its slices of bread. Celery stalks or a big bunch of carrots. They sleep in the fridge with a drawer for a bed. Can you see any other food families in that refrigerator? Have fun looking at that. You can maybe go find food families in your own refrigerator. Just don't leave the door open too long. What other things can you find to make families? Sorry. Pennies and card decks and marbles and jacks, ribbons and bobby pins, hair clips and thimbles, pencils and rulers and crayons and tacks. Well, I think all of those first things, let's see, pennies, card decks, marbles, and jacks. What do those have in common? They're all small. They're all things that you could play with. Ribbons and bobby pins, hair clips, those are all things you put in your hair. Then they had thimbles. Do you know what a thimble is? It's a very little, it looks like a hat, and you put it on your finger to keep it from poking yourself. when you're working with a needle and thread. So I think that whole group is supposed to be things that are small. How about pencils and rulers and crayons and tacks? That could be a family of school supplies, the things you use at school. Gosh, if you look at the shelves, what other families do you see? I spy with my little eye a family of boots. There we go. What else do you see? How about that family? What do you see up there? A family of leaves. Even though they're all leaves, they're all different kinds of leaves. Same thing here, a family of shells. I'll bet you a lot of you have one of these. Do you have a family of toy cars? I have this family. I have a family of a bunch of reading glasses. All right, let's keep going. Some of my reading glasses work better than others, so if I have to shift the book, pardon me. Clams in the sea make a clammily family. Get it? Lambs in the field make a lammily family. Jams in the jars make a jamily family, and yams in the cupboard a yamily family. That's just fun. Out in the yard, you'll find dry twigs and branches, horse chestnuts, barberries, acorns, and cones. Down at the beach, you'll find pebbles and seashells, soft-colored beach glass, and ocean-smoothed stones. So this looks like it's a picture of families you find out in the woods, but some of the words talk about families you might find at the ocean. Do you know what an ocean-smoothed stone is? When the waves do their thing and they wave back and forth, sometimes they push those stones around and the stones run into each other and the rough edges get worn off until eventually they're smooth. And that's an ocean smoothed stone. Same thing happens to the glass on the beach. A saucer and cup can be a brother and sister. A comb and a brush can be husband and wife. A plate and a bowl can be master and mister. Mrs. and Mr., and so can the spoon or the fork or the knife. That silverware family just keeps coming up. Can you see any families up here? There they are. Look at the comb and the brush being a family. They're becoming a family because what kind of a cake is that? That's a wedding cake. Now, just by looking at the picture, can you tell what the words on this page are going to be about? That's right, our families on our hands and our feet. Your hand is a family of fingers. Your foot is a family of toes. And as you get older, each family gets older. And as you keep growing, each family grows. Because as I get older, my hands get older. As you get older, as you get bigger, your feet get bigger. Isn't that fun? Bottle caps, ginger snaps, buttons, or rings. You can make families from all sorts of things. Do you know what it's called when they repeat something like that? That's called a refrain. It happens over and over again. If you are the first baby born to your mother's a mother because you are here. If you are the first baby born to your father's a father because you appear. Before you were born, if you're the firstborn, was your mom a mom? Nope. You have to have a baby to be a mom or a dad. So if you're the firstborn, you're the one who made them a mom or a dad. If you are the second one born in your family, someone's a brother because you arrive, or someone's a sister and you are a sister or a brother the moment that you are alive. Because your older brothers or sisters before you were born, they weren't a brother or a sister yet. They were just a child. You can make families from clay or from Play-Doh. You can make families from mud or from snow. And you can make families from paper or cardboard. You can make them from sticks or balloons that you blow. Have you ever gone out into the dirt and found a bunch of sticks and stones and made a pretend family? I know I have. You can make families of almost anything. What do you see here? I don't even know what these creatures are. Maybe those are supposed to be our snow family. Very fun. Spools are a family, and tools are a family, and chalks for the blackboard at school are a family. 6 slices of cheese, or a pod full of peas, or a key ring with keys, they can all become families. There's a phrase here that might confuse you. It says, chalk for the blackboard. Did we have a blackboard in the classroom? Nope, we had a whiteboard. We would have to say markers for the whiteboard in our classroom. Where is this family grouping taking place? At a picnic. Look at over here. It's a family of things you could roast. Here's our bottle caps, ginger snaps, buttons, and rings. Bottle caps, ginger snaps, buttons, and rings. You can make families from all sorts of things. I hope you noticed by now that this is a rhyming story. And what is this page going to be about? You got it. Numbers and letters. Look at this one right here. What is that? It's a number 2. Is it a 2 even if it's on its side? Yes, it is. Can you find any other sideways numbers or letters? Do you see the 7? How about those Y's growing like branches in the trees? Here we have a C inside our 9, and these could be zeros or O's. You might say that numbers belong in a family, or alphabet letters, or notes on a scale. The colors in rainbows, the words in a language, the keys on a piano, or stamps for the mail. Inside or outside, in summer or winter, you can find families for so many games. Families to play with, spend most of the day with, telling them stories and giving them names. Bottles, cap, ginger snaps, buttons, or rings. Can you say it with me? You can make families from all sorts of things. Now, before we read, do you recognize this page at all? I wish I had brought my globe home with me so I could show you. This illustration of people on leaves is arranged as if it were a map of the world, because we are all family, a big, huge family that belongs to the world. Make-believe families and families of people from long, long ago. Families like stepping stones crossing the water, leading to now, and the families you know. I think that's a beautiful idea because many of the families that live over here now originally started over here, somewhere else. And their family had to take stepping stones to get to where we are families today. Everyone comes from a number of families. When you look backward, it looks like a tree. People from families make other new families. The more you go back, the more people you see. So if you would like to know more about your family tree, that would be an excellent question to ask your mom or dad. Mom, Dad, tell me about my family tree. Play families, real families, all kinds of families. Think of the families, the ones that you're from. Someday you'll grow up and you'll have a new family, and you'll be the family of families to come. That's kind of amazing to think about. One day you probably won't be the child. Well, you'll always be the child, but you could also be the mom or the dad and or the aunt and the uncle, and your families will just go on and on. Well, I hope you have enjoyed this story enough to go back and ask your family about your family tree. Maybe go into your bedroom and see how many families can you make with all of the stuff in there. Either way, have fun, and thanks for joining me, kindergartners. Okay, sorry about that little one. That was a